And welcome back. So let's take a look at a few more of your responses to our question of the day in the lead up to the following interview that will focus on this Black Friday phenomenon.
All right, so we were asking you about Black Friday and if you, what your views on it are. And so again, Nazim writing to us saying Black Friday is where our people think they've scored big on lower prices, but they have been scammed by retail shops.
Eve says there's nothing exciting about Black Friday. People tend to spend money unnecessarily for the sake of a small difference in pricing. Some are buying things they don't need without even budgeting for it.
Sure. Tanya saying another excuse for the broke to stay broke.
Notorious says, I think shops are playing us. Why not everything they're selling isn't 50% off, only selected items? Last year I went to shops on Black Friday and I was surprised that all things I wanted to buy wasn't 50% off.
Oh la la, yeah. So, and Gobo saying there is no need to spend for the sake of Black Friday, just my view.
And Victor says Black Friday is a good thing, but it needs to be managed well by both shop owners and consumers. And other shops started it a few years before in order to avoid chaos on Friday. And consumers must tread carefully and spend wisely and avoid unnecessary spending.
Right, so in 2018, South Africans spent around about 2.8 billion rand during Black Friday. Of course, you know this is the annual one-day shopping frenzy that's grown over the past few years, with many people budgeting the whole year to spend on their most desired items. John Manyike is the head of financial education at Old Mutual, and he's in studio with us to discuss Black Friday. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
You know, when did this phenomenon become a thing for us? Because it's been around for a long time, but it's a very American thing. But now South Africans, suddenly, it's like the biggest day.
You see, South Africa is an attractive destination for retailers because we have a mall culture. We rely on malls for entertainment, for social interaction. So, I mean, it was just an easy fit for us to adopt this Black Friday frenzy.
And it is a frenzy. That's exactly what it is. I know that on Black Friday, I am destined to get maybe like 4, 5, 6 video clips of people storming into the shopping centers with their trolleys, bashing doors down, fighting with people for things off the shelves. It's insane what happens.
No, it is. I mean, if you haven't seen John Cena, maybe you might see a glimpse of him, or not him exactly, but the lookalike.
Yes.
You know, because I think on Black Friday, you can expect a lot of people doing a bicycle kick with their blankets to secure a prime spot in the queue early hours of the morning. Some people are queuing at 1 a.m.
I was telling Sakina now, shops open. They even open at midnight. And people are shopping through the early hours of the morning. When I drove to work last year at the same time, I was telling them, I could literally see people with big screen TVs hanging out of the most dilapidated car on the road. I might just add that. And that just for me proved that people may very well be spending out of their budget range.
But look, let's be honest. It's not everything about Black Friday that is bad. Actually, it's basically how we respond to a Black Friday. You know, so somebody asked me a question and said, who are the big winners and who are the losers? And I said, it's difficult to say. You know why? Because ultimately, Black Friday is good for the economy. I mean, this economy needs any form of injection. You know, if you consider that, you know, economy is actually hardly growing. I mean, you know, less than 1%. But on the other hand, it's really how we respond to it, you know, because if you're going to be spending money that you don't have, and because you've got FOMO or the fear of missing out, then you're going to have a Blue Monday. In fact, people forget that January is just around the corner. You know what happens in January? If you misuse your money and you overspend on Black Friday, and then you're going to overspend again during the festive season, it means in January, people are going to be forced into a protein diet of eating chicken feet. And not only chicken feet, but they'll also be eating the manicure of their chicken feet.
You're going to be sucking those toenails off.
I'm telling you, because the first week of January is a problem. So people must be mindful when they're spending on Black Friday that there is life after Black Friday.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I have visions. I have a visual, something I can never unsee right now. I mean, South Africans, we're talking, spent 2.8 billion rand last year on Black Friday. Where was somebody saying that we were possibly one of the highest spending countries in the world on a Black Friday? And it's not even our thing.
Yeah.
We've just adopted it and taken it as our thing. I mean, is there a lot of buyer's remorse after this?
Well, I would imagine there is, because, I mean, imagine this. The number of people who are increasing their credit card limits because they want to go and shop with money they don't have. And that is the problem. But as I said, I mean, I think we really need to give a balanced view here. So it's not a case where we must just say, no, but don't shop on Black Friday. If you have a budget and you have a shopping list and you've got specific things that you are targeting for, buy things that you need. But you must be careful if you're going to be buying perishables. I mean, imagine if you're going to be buying 58 bottles of mayonnaise that has an expiry date. Now you're going to convert mayonnaise into a lotion because it's got an expiry date, you know, so you need to shop wisely during the Black Friday.
Yeah, I love this. I'm coming to you for my my budgeting tips, because I'm going to get two for the price of one. I'm going to laugh and get good budgeting tips. I mean, that's a good thing. So, I mean, okay, let's talk about credit and buying on credit, because this is the problem. There's nothing, you're not getting any deals or any specials by buying on credit, because that's the reality. You've still got to pay this off. You've still got to find the money somewhere.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think if you consider the fact that there is interest that you have to pay on that credit, unless you're using a credit card and you know you're going to pay within the, I think they call it a 90-day limit. But again, if you're buying on Black Friday using credit, it simply means you are spending money that you don't have. It is not the smartest thing. I think South Africans need to remember that there is debts that we are, I mean, if you consider the fact that we've got high levels of over-indebtedness in this country, and we've got children with long-term needs. I mean, making provision for children's education is equally important. So those are the kind of things that we need to be thinking of and striking the right balance, you know. So if you overdo it, it's not really a wise move. So you might want to, for those who are getting the 13th check, even though it doesn't, for some people, it doesn't last until the 13th of December, but it's called the 13th check. But use it wisely. If you're going to spend some of it on Black Friday, but make sure that you also charge down some of your debts. Make sure that you make provision for stationery for children who are going back to school.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if stationery would also be on sale on Black Friday, but if you find it,
go for it.
Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, be clever with your spending. You know, it's a day where you can actually think ahead. Get your school kids, get the stuff done. I mean, if you're going to buy mayonnaise, then make sure it expires in 2021. Or if you're going to get dishwashing liquid, you know, if you're going to get things, maybe think cleverly. Although there are some people that perhaps say, you know what, like, I need a new fridge, and I have bargained this year that I was going to buy a new fridge, and then you wait for Black Friday, and then you go for the special. There's nothing wrong with it. In fact, it's a great thing and a nice tool to use for people that are on a budget.
Absolutely. So when you go on a Black Friday, have a shopping list, stick to a budget. You know, if you don't have money, stay at home. It's not time for window shopping. And, you know, and don't get carried away. You know, even if you see that this thing is massively discounted, if it's not on your plan, it's not something you need, you don't have to buy it.
Yeah, you're not saving money at the end of the day.
You're not saving your money, so stick to a game plan.
Exactly. Online shopping, because that's a big one.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to be sitting and saying, well, hey, I'm not going to go into the shop, I'm just going to buy online. Yeah. And then, of course, there's Monday as well. There's a name for Monday. Yes. What's that called? Something cyber something, whatever. But that's going to be happening too. So what's your advice for people shopping online?
Look, I think I would say, remember that the scammers are also looking for a way to Black Friday your money. So you want to go to, you know, the tried and tested sites. So, but also monitor your transactions. I mean, if you get any notification of a purchase and you know that you're not buying anything, don't take it lightly, because sometimes, you know, you do find scammers who clone cards. So crime would also be trending during that time. So you need to be on high alert with your, you know, credit card or any purchases, any notification you see. Monitor your transaction. But if you're doing online shopping, make sure you use reputable sites.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for talking to us. So, giving us some good shopping advice, John Manyike, the head of financial education at Old Mutual. But I think the best piece of advice you gave us was about being John Cena. And if you're going to go out there and act tough like John Cena, you better just get out there and be chi-chi-chi-chi. Chi-chi-chi. Okay, that's my bit of advice for you. Let's take a break. And